Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to work with this Autoship that I had picked up from Die Press when they brought it to HSN. I believe the initial one was like a Polaroid and a typewriter. And I never remember what they called it, like pull tab or interactive, yeah, pull tab cards. So I got this a couple months ago and I didn't want to tease you guys with it because I wanted to see if maybe HSN would have some overstock because a lot of people were like, where did you get that? Where'd you get that? I had mentioned it was an auto ship, so whenever they have auto ship, you can't get in it later. Maybe they have some overstock and maybe, you know, they release that, but it has not worked out that way. And I've been waiting. I mean, this is the last minute, guys. So I'm going to work with it today. It is the Boo to You pull tab cards. Again, not available. Haven't seen it brought in overstock either on HSN or Die Press's site. Now, Die Press hardly ever does bring, they usually don't cross, you know what I'm saying? If one's on HSN, it's going to be on HSN, and the other one's on my Die Press, it's on my Die Press. Sometimes they'll bring them out. But if there's anything like even the initial set still available, I'll link in the description box, possibly embedded in the video here. Those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. I know Die Press had put out some new items recently, and I did some reviews for those, and then they did a live the day they went out, and the bundle, they had the 4 like stamp stencil kit type of bundle thing, sold out a few times, should I say. I think there's just like a handful left of the restock that they've done on that. Some of the other items like the this Delivering Christmas has sold out like on its own. The no peeking tags have sold out on their own, and they have a few other things. But there are a couple bundles left, so if you're still interested, you can check that out. But today we're going to work on this. I did bring out all these guys because these are all like different auto ships that I have. Like this is a large sentiment. I lost the carrier. It's around here somewhere. You know, for this fall, I guess, so like thanks a latte and thank you and cute things like that that have to do with like warm and cozy kind of, you know, autumn vibes type stuff. Hello autumn, sweet as pie, you know, things like that, which I think this is really cute for like a scrapbook. But anyway, another auto ship right here, and then the other auto ship that came after this one is the Ho Ho Hello tab, so I'll probably do that one quicker. Won't wait so long because I know Halloween's already coming up and maybe you guys want to do this, but it's very much the same as like the first iteration, so I already had videos on that. Die Press, I believe, has some, no, they don't. I was gonna say, I think Die Press has videos, but no, that was the today's special all occasion card or the holiday card kit. They do have some quick videos on that. Again, it comes with, you know, your basic stuff, your little adhesive sheets. What I was wanting to say about this and why I'm like distracted is like, how do I word this? I think people have been asking me if this is permanent or like repositionable. I don't know if it depends on the material, because when I've used these, sometimes they stick, and then sometimes later on I notice it's peeling up, so I add a little more glue. So I don't know. So I do need to ask Die Press about that, and that'd be good information for you guys to have, because sometimes they are created so that they're not permanent like heavy duty glue, but just a little bit something where you can reposition it. So I'll have to ask about that because I feel like I'm getting different stickiness, I guess, depending. So I'll ask about that. Cutting folder. It comes with the items that you're going to need for these cards because they are interactive, but you're also going to need some dimensional. I love this dimensional. I mentioned I want to get in touch with Die Press there on that and see if they can sell this on its own because it's not that high. I love dimensional. It just gives you a little bit, right? A little something. You can double them up, but you know, it's hard to cut the other kind in half when they're super thick already. Your dies, obviously, it does come with the whole mechanism, so you don't have to have the first iteration if this ever came available, but I don't know if it will. And then, of course, the stamps, acrylic stamps here. So, you know, I haven't made one of these in a minute, but again, they're all very similar. So they're telling you, you know, go ahead and cut and, you know, decorate the things that you're going to want to use, get them ready. These are some examples here, and it's telling you what you're going to need. So card front as ground. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see what they mean. Step 9. Oh, I see. So if you want to just have a different color towards the bottom, you're going to want to run that through twice, which is very cute. So I will probably do that. Otherwise, you know, it can either have it doesn't have to have it. Showing you there. So let's go ahead and use it today because that's a different step, and that way you guys have more info on that. So what I'm going to do is grab an A2 size card base. I'm going to cut some paper. Obviously we're going to do our little decorating and stuff like that. So let me get alcohol ink marker paper, and I guess some colored paper. We're not going to use that quite yet. I guess we'll go in the steps that they recommend there. So alcohol ink marker paper, which actually has some right here. And again, I try not to waste that stuff because it is precious. It costs a little more than other things. So we have these guys. I want to see something. Okay, so we have this, and the dies are for like some bat shapes and the little pumpkins and the characters. So I just need to cut that and then pick out a character, which, oh my gosh, they're all so cute. I want to go with the witch, but you know, little Frankenstein guy's gonna be fun. Let's do little Frankie here. And I suppose we'll have a few pumpkins. A lot of times I don't go like all out on these because I want to show you the step by step, and that takes time. So a lot of times I'll just do something kind of quick. So what I'm going to do is put this in a stamp positioner and just stamp this with some, oh, you know what I can use? You can use water-based inks if you're going to do an alcohol ink, you know, coloring. You can use a hybrid ink, whatever that you would like. I am going to use just some water-based ink. So I'm just going to grab my black inks. Sorry, that's taking me a minute, but let me grab my stamp positioner. I think what I'm going to have to do from now going forward is just go ahead and work with the things. I know with the Anna Griffin ones I usually do because a lot of times she'll have them on her site if it's an auto ship, or they come to HSM pretty quickly. But generally Diamond Press, when they make something, and you know, it's limited edition basically. I know I get a lot of questions from some old sets, and people will come back and ask me, and they're like, where can I get this? So they brought it back, and it's like, no, they kind of move forward, right? Only rarely do they redo certain things. Like I said, keep an eye out, because I think for the alphabet, the little alpha that was like decorated, that sold out so fast when I was on the cruise and all that, it sounds like they're going to try to bring those to their site, so that'd be really great. Okay. Yeah, I was really bummed out about that one. Alright guys, I think I'm going to do this probably a couple times. I don't know how dark that's going to be. Yeah. Again, these are water-based, so it wants to repel, and these are acrylic stamps. I don't know if I would say hybrid inks. They hold on a little better because hybrids are, you know, a cross of a couple different things. But I went with the water-based today, just why not? Another question I get quite often is where or when can we get new, I'm going to hit that one more time. Diamond Press alcohol ink markers, because they were supposed to have a set not too long ago, but they found there was something that wasn't quite to their standard, so they sent it back, kind of thing. So we're not going to be able to get them. I do have a set here, so I might use them today because I have them. Might as well use them, right? But just know that those will be coming later. Actually, I'm not going to use those because I don't want to tease you guys either. Well, maybe. We'll see. I have them right here. So either way, let me clean up a little bit, and we're just going to do a little coloring. I don't know that I need to do any other stamping right now. We have like a pull tab that says beware, or pull, or whatever. We'll work on that later, but I'm going to let that dry a little bit and put these back in. The other thing that we need to stamp is this, but you know what, since I already put up my other piece, let's just do that afterward, okay? So right now, we're just going to do some coloring. So, orange. Let me see what we have as far as orange. Again, a lot of these were kind of similar to the colors they had initially, so that's dark. This is orange medium. And where's orange light? I would like to go from light to... Yeah, I had a feeling I had to do something like this, because you see this is almost a coral color, which is interesting, but... Okay, so... If I'm going to take the light one, I'm going to go all the way around. I'm going to leave a space in the very center, okay? Then I'm going to take dark. Oop, see, I thought that was dark and it was... Yeah, so there's some little oopsies here. So there's dark. I'll do the same thing with this guy. And then medium. Just blend that out a little bit. You can do scribbles if you like doing scribbles. And, I mean, I can bring the color all the way over, but I'm going to go ahead and get this. And I had left the center or like open. So there's that. It's a very interesting, like I said, more like a coral. So I'll do the same thing with this guy. You know, green at the top, brown, whatever you like. I'll probably just use one of the colors and then go over the same area again just to get some little depth of color. But it's the same color, so it just looks like there's a little bit of something. And then when I'm all done, I'll come back in with like VersaFine and do the faces, okay? With this guy, again, same thing. A lot of times when we have, let's see, dark things, like if there was gonna be black hair, I would go with like the darkest color of gray that you might have. And I do this quite often. I don't quite do black because then a lot of times it just, you don't see any more of your lines or anything, right? So there's that's the darkest, and here's the medium. There. And then the lightest one to blend everything through. And I mean, to me that gives the look of this being black without completely making it so you don't see anything anymore. And then I'll just, you know, do the little face in green, his little eyebrows, same thing. Dark gray. And I'll go from there. So same thing with this. I'll probably do gray here. It will be the same kind of coloring for the most part. And so I'll have a little music, a little fast forwarding here for you guys. And I'll go from there. Little green face and all that. Is how easy that was. Lots of faces here that we can use. They're so cute. Oh my goodness. How about this guy? Looks a little upset. And then maybe the other one with a little smiley face. Okay, so VersaFine ink. And then we can also put a sentiment there if you want. This one looks like he's not very happy. Cute. And then this guy here. He's having a good time. And maybe a sentiment. Wishing you, I thought you said watching you, happy Halloween. I'm like, oh, that's creepy. No. Wishing you a happy Halloween. So you've been booed. Tomb, sweet tomb. Frankly, I think you are spooktacular. Let's go with that. Fangs for all you do. So, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. You have the beware. I mean, you can... Now I'm going to just go for it. If that scares you, definitely use a stamp positioner. I'm a little bit scared myself right now, but that ink is right on there really nicely. And again, I get the question a lot, what did I do to prep my stamps? You saw what I did to prep my stamps. I just took it off the thing and stamped with it. If you have any issues, I would say, you know, using like a stays on ink first. It kind of sticks to that acrylic, and then, you know, when you stamp after that, it's just stuck on there and it's really great. Ink like this, VersaFine. If you want to go over it really lightly with like a nail buffer, you can do that very lightly, otherwise you're going to get etchings in there and then that's going to be there forever. But as you can see, I mean, I just go for it and everything's fine. Okay, I know there's more to cut, but I'm going to go ahead and cut these guys out right now. Let me see. That was basically stamp and die. And then we're going to go to here. So let's go ahead and run these through if I can see them pretty well. I mean, I can see those pretty well. Again, if you don't want that white border, definitely take, you know, one of your, like a light blue, a beige, a brown, gray, whatever background color you might like, and just go around the whole thing. And then when you use this, you'll have that in the background instead of just stark white. But I can see through that pretty well, so I think I'm just going to go for taping that down. And let's see how we do over here. Yeah, so there's plenty of space on these. And you know, different companies decide their amount that they're going to put like on the edges. Bigger amounts is easier for people, right? So when it's really tight on there, obviously that's a little bit more difficult. So, you know, with Diamond Press, I think it goes from set by set what they decide to do. This one I can see the lines of that really perfectly, so I can see that all I have to do is put some tape. And yeah, so I'm just going to run everything through, put another piece of tape there, and then the little guy. I mean, I can pretty much, like, this one's a little tighter, so it might have a little guesswork, but I'm just going to go for it, guys. Just kind of centering his little face there. It might be a little bit crooked. Put a little tape, and I'm going to run everything through at once. This all fits on one of my folders, and I'll be right back. I eyeballed here. And even that, like I said, I was like, I think it'll fit through. I cut it a little bit off the edge, but wow, that looks pretty good. The only one that was questionable to me was, look at that, I mean, that's perfect, right? Was the little pumpkin. That's pretty perfect, and this guy might be a little off. I could have gone a little more that way. Yeah, so that's interesting. This one was more right on it, right? But okay. Let's see. And you know what? Was that my bad? Maybe I was supposed to use this middle-sized one. Yeah, I think I was supposed to use that. That was me. Okay. That's the largest one. This one should have been the middle-sized one. And there is a smaller one that I didn't use, is this guy. Right? Yeah, okay. So that was my bad. It's okay. I'm going to leave it that way. But just so you know, when you got to do it, use the right size pumpkin. Okay, let me clean up just a little bit and we're going to start doing some more die cutting. So I did grab a card base. Now that I think about it, I wasn't sure if this is exactly the card base size I need, but let's grab that. I do have some other colors. That is so funny. I probably just won't use that, to be honest, because now that everything else has the white border, I don't want to do that. Should have thought about that when I was cutting it. I noticed it was right on there and I didn't think anything of it. Okay, so 5.5. Yeah, perfect. I cut this before for something else, so I take that little bit off by 4.25, right? If you're making your own, we're going to score it at 4.25, not cut it. Now, I only have a little bit of this gray scrap piece, but I think it's going to work. On top of that, we're going to cover some of that anyway. So I really don't need it to be a complete gray piece for the background. So if you saw the instruction, we're on this part, card front, and then if you want some like ground in the front, you also want the pull tab guide, 2 pull tabs. So one of the pull tab guide, 2 of these, you know, if you're going to use 2 colors, and then the treadmill from the clear acetate. So let's grab these things, and I'm going to make sure I remember how this was, because we're going to take everything off. And all right. So with this one, we're going to run it through twice. You only need the very bottom part, basically. So, I mean, you don't have to run the whole thing if you don't want to waste your paper. But you do want this bottom section, basically. Where was that? Step 9? Is that what we said? Yeah, you just want however high up you want to cover this bottom part. So I'm not going to waste paper. And actually, it'll probably be better if I cut it on this side. So maybe like here. And then that will still give me... And maybe I'll just leave it that way if it's straight. But I'll cut this through here. Right, just run it through because we want this bottom portion. This guy is my background, so I want the whole thing, which actually does fit, so that's great. But if something happens and this bottom portion wasn't going to fit, that's fine. We want a complete top and then most of this bottom portion, obviously, to layer that. So I'll run it through that way. And then this guy through the clear acetate that's in this little pack. And it does come with a piece of metal. The piece of metal is there to help you cut into your acetate, because a lot of times... You know, you have a lot of pressure with these machines, but it's possible it didn't cut all the way through. And this stuff is really thin, if I recall. Yeah, that's why it's sticking to everything over here. Hold on. The whole point of that is so that you can keep making your little treadmill, as they call it, that needs to turn. So you can do the action of something pumping up at the top and coming out of the bottom, basically. Or however it is. We have this guy. So this... is what you're going to be doing with that. I don't think it does it fit this way. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece down. And you want obviously your die facing into that, acetate into this metal, and then put this all together in your cutting folder. I assume if you use a different system, you can definitely, it's really thin, guys. I don't think it's going to damage anything. It's probably as thick as a piece of cardstock, you know. But it just helps you get that really nice and sharp, get that through there, okay? And then it says we need one pull tab guide. That's going to be in the back, so whatever color you want to cut that from, you know, great. If it's a scrap of like whatever paper, it doesn't matter. You're not going to see this. So we want one of those and then two of these. So this pull tab you are going to see. So whatever color you want this to be, make it that color, okay? But you want two of them. So I want to show you. This definitely will start warping because you're going to cut into it. But I have, I don't know if it's here, metal shims that I cut into all the time. Oh, look. Literally hundreds of times. It doesn't matter if it's all warped like this, it'll still keep cutting because you just need the pressure of that and for it to cut into that metal. So even though it does this the first time, I was gonna say, do I have two of them? No. Okay. Sorry. But yeah, it's crazy how much you can cut through these. So anyway, or how many times. So I will be right back. And again, as I showed you, I was gonna cut this and then that guy will just layer on there. Okay, I'll keep going. Okay, last piece. I guess I could have run those together. I don't know why I did separately. I didn't think I was going to use this paper, that's why. They could have all fit all together at once. Okay. So, put this here, and hopefully, I was going to say I wouldn't misplace this guy. It's very see-through. We have all these pieces. Okay, so the next thing they want you to do is basically work on this part. Now, I want to see something. It says to go to step 9. Oh, I guess because that just sticks on the front. It doesn't really have anything to do with anything. I feel like I want to stick that on there right now. Does that make sense? Because we're going to start doing all this, and it's like, might as well be there, no? Let me think. I'm trying to see if there's a reason why I wouldn't do that. I don't know. I feel like I need to glue that on now. So, okay, that could be famous last words. I'm sticking it on now. Let's see here. Okay. I was trying to see if later if it just sits there. I guess it can just sit on top. I don't know. I'm going to make it part of this. I guess I should read about that, because when you do that thing, you do whatever, and then you bring that, and you stick it all together, and it's up towards the front. I guess that's why they're doing it, so it's all one piece up in front. Does that make sense? See how you're making it 3D, so that even the green part is up in the front? So if you want to wait till later, go for it. Otherwise, you can do it now, and which I already did. So I am going for it. Okay. Let's go back to our cutting, and we have to go here. So step 2 is about this little plastic guy. Fold backside to backside along all scored lines of treadmill. It's, you know, it's clear, so whatever's back and front doesn't matter. Just however they're telling you. Basically, you're kind of folding it in so you can get it through here. Through backside of card front, right? So back in here. So it's turned over. And that's why you're kind of getting these guys in. I don't really want to fold them too much, but I guess. Okay, there we go. And then back up through this other side. Trying to keep them stuck together. Okay, so it's all the way up. That's stopping right there. And now we're going to use some red liner tape, which I do have, and I used it last time, and of course now I'm like, where is my red liner tape? Wish me luck, I'll be right back. I always try to put this back in the same spot because I don't use this very often and I don't want to be looking for it every time I want to use it. So we're taking a little of that. This one is pretty thin, so I'll probably put down 2 layers, and basically they're showing it to bring this piece over and put on the back side, but whichever piece you like to do that to, go for it. So I'm not going to lay it down because I feel like I can't control it as well. So I'm going to put this right on here, and like I said, I'm going to put 2 pieces because this stuff is super thin. So there's that one. And one more piece I'm going to cut over here. I'm sure it'll be fine. Sure, I'm eyeballing that pretty well. Right there. Okay. And then you're going to really want to get that stuck down because you got to remove the carrier. So pick at it. So hopefully you're only picking up the red carrier and leaving behind the adhesive. Nope, not quite there yet. So I'm going to put this down here to really burnish that. There we go. You just want to pick off the red part. The carrier. That one still wants to come up with me. Don't do that. There we go. Okay. And then You're just going to put this one up over that one, or however. But you want these two to meet, basically. But there's still some room. Let me pull this down a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to start with one end. I'm just meeting up nice and straight, hopefully. Not that straight, but that's okay. And this side over here. Before I really push that down. So this one I want to say is a little bit different from the very first one I did. Because I feel like the other one we had to wrap it around each other, itself, right? Didn't we? I feel like this is different. So as you can see, as it moves, you're pulling the pull tab. It's moving. Okay. Let's put this to the side and don't forget to put it back. Okay, so that's that from the back side. And then we're going to go on to number 3, which is, we're still on the back side of our work, okay? It's asking you to get your little carrier piece here and fold front side to front side. Front side to front side is this way, but however. Apply adhesive to back side of pull tab guide as shown in red. And basically you're just going to place it right under here. That's interesting. Why did we score it? I'm just wondering. I feel like these are different, completely different directions from last time, but I'm going to do what it says. Okay, yeah, I see those parts. Yep, okay. Okay, that's why. Okay, so that's why these are scored, because we're going to do it later. Okay. I was like, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, whatever you want, it's going to be in the back. It's whatever part you want showing, but basically, let's go back. I just wanted to make sure I was good on this. That's why, hello, it tells you put glue just on the back portion, right? Just on this part. And you're going to center it over this little opening, right? Has nothing to do with this clear plastic right now. Let me get a little bit closer for you guys. Sorry. Yeah, this one I want to say is slightly different from the last time. Okay. Something else before we move on to the pull tab part. It has these little notches, and then you have stamps that can say pull or caution or whatever it is that you want it to say. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that just to have that done instead of doing that later. Beware, very cute, or just an arrow if you want. So let's do beware. And I'm trying to see where this is going to be showing. So this little notch is actually going to notch into here. In this part. So I'm thinking this is where you should stamp. And if it's not, then we'll fix it later. Alright, so let's get that. Let's do beware real quick. Has it told us to glue these together yet? I don't know, so I'm just going to stamp that. And let me see. Apply strong adhesive. Yes, we're going to do that in just a moment. Let's go back over here. Pull tab ×2, that's all it says. I'm pretty sure, let me read a little bit further. It's right in front of my face. Okay, so backside. These aren't all glued together yet, but we do want the one that we stamp facing down when we get there, which is basically we're going to use it now because the other one we're just going to sandwich with it. So for right now, we have this guy. It's telling you align notches of the pull tab, right? There's little notches in here. This is the rough side. Also, I stamp beware there. So right there, and that's what's going to fit in here. So more red liner tape. So good thing I didn't put it completely away. I'm going to take it off of this. Why am I keeping it on here? Alright. So I'm going to put more red liner, and I'm going to take the backs off. I don't want to waste your guys' time, so I'm going to put 2 strips just like I did before and take the backs off, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, I'm taking that off. They do have this kind of set down here. I don't know if that matters, but I'm just going to bring it back down about what they're showing here. Again, let's go. It says beware. There's little notches here. We're going to center those in here, and you already have some glue there, so it's going to stick already. And then you're going to want to close these guys up. Alright, now this is feeling a little more familiar. Maybe that's what happened last time, and I just, you know, I don't know. But there you go. Okay, let's make sure that's holding on really nicely. And then, now we're going to take the second one of these guys and sandwich that so it's super secure. I'm going to put the glue on this even though it shows to put on the other piece, but I just... Here to get on this guy, line that up. Not cool. Okay, so that is step 5 if you're following along with your own sheets. And then step 6 is going to be to bring these guys up and over. So obviously this is still a little bit wet, but basically you're not gluing this to this because this is just a guide. So you want glue on the back of this, okay? And that's how it's going to hold it together. So just a little glue here. We're not gluing anything down other than gluing these two guys together, but with enough slack that this thing can move freely, okay? It is made in a way that's going to do that anyway, but just so you know, don't completely glue it down. So I'm just going to hold that for a few seconds longer. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? And then you can kind of see if it works, right? Just make sure it's working. So there you go. It says beware. Boop, boop. Pretty much perfect, right? Okay. So this is still down and it's telling you to put your foam. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me clean up just a little bit and grab the foam dots. Okay. And I always do what they tell me. So if the foam dots look a certain way, that's what I do. So there's 3 across the top, 2 here, you know, just kind of keeping it. So I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to do the exact same that they're showing and take the carriers off and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I put exactly how they had it. They did have a half of one here, but I just left the whole one because it worked. So I don't know if this part matters, but I guess it does. So we're going to push this all the way up, or however. Basically they're saying to go ahead and put it on your card base. It's very cute. I'm just centering that. Okay. And then, so it was down like this, but they said to push it all the way up, right? Or however you want. And then you're going to put your little guy on there. So I have this guy, and basically you're going to put red liner tape right across here. So I'm going to put a couple pieces, and I'm totally eyeballing how wide that would be. Right at the very bottom, right? I'm going to take the carriers off, and I'll be right back. Oh, nope, don't want that there. I want it more over here. I'll just cut that off. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. And then the very base of the little body is going to stick to that part. So just right on there. And they say to give it a little test. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh my goodness. There it is. That's step 8. And then step 9, again, if you want to do the ground portion now, definitely do that. But otherwise, you're just putting the stickies behind this part. Right? So I'm going to do that, and actually, yeah, okay. I'm going to do exactly how they show you in the picture. So again, just follow the picture. They're basically putting one down this corner, down this corner. You want to keep it away from the mechanism area. And then they have halvesy ones, which I'll do because that's what they're recommending. Where is that? Like right here, on the very edge. And right here, sorry. And then one down at the bottom. Yeah. Okay. So I'll take the backings off of those and I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see. This has to be popped up or down, but basically you're just going to put this here again, making sure that none of this stuff is touching anything. So like right in here, it's going to kind of hold that guy down for you basically. And then I still have this little guy. Again, he could also be in front here, which that's probably where I'll put him. You have your little bats and all that, but that's it, guys. So I hope that was good for you as far as the instruction. Again, I was reading it over again because I feel like this is slightly different from the other one, but so he's already up there and then he goes away. You guys, how cute is that? His little head's kind of peeking out there, and then I mean, super cute. I mean, look at that. And of course, you know, acetate, if you were, when you run out, you can use any acetate that's really thin, or even plastic baggie would work, you know, whatever it is. And then obviously 3D foam adhesives, whatever you have will be great. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that was a fun tutorial for you. And you know, you have your bat shapes, you have all kinds of things that you can decorate with, but that is the step-by-step of the actual mechanism, and it works really well. Super cute. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.